fabric folded into two, and we're cutting the shirt before the palazzo. To cut out the shirt, you need to first know the length of the shirt you're working with. For this one is 25 inches plus extra 2 inches seam allowance for the hem allowance, that's 27. So the length that I have here is 27 inches. The second thing you need to put in mind is the wideness. I mean the amount of fabric you need to fold to cut your shirt. You will divide your bust measurement divided by 4. You will add extra 3 inches to it and extra 1.5 inches. Don't worry, I will explain. The first 3 inches you add to your bust measurement divided by 4. 2 inches goes to ease and 1 inch is for the seam allowance. The other 1.5 inches you're going to add is just for the buttons in front. So that's it. That is going to determine the amount of fabric you need to fold to cut out your shirt. You're going to come here by 1.5 inches. That 1.5 inches is going to be for the button in front. You can make yours 2 inches. It's not bad, but I'm using just 1.5 inches, and that is going to be for the button. I'm just going to take it down all through. The length of this shirt is 25 inches. I added 2 inches seam allowance to it, that is 27. So I have 27 here for the length of the shirt. So I took that 1.5 inches all the way down. Away from this 1.5 inches, you will be imputing your bust measurement divided by 4. For this shirt is 38, divided by 4 is 9.5. So you mark the 9.5, okay? You add extra 2 inches for ease. That will be 11.5. 9.5 plus 2, that's 11.5. And you add extra 1 inch for seam allowance. That is 12.5. 12.5. This 12.5 is away from the 1.5 inches you marked for the button. You're not going to include this 1.5 inches to it. Your measurement starts from here. Then you're going to add, input all your measurements, and here I have the bust measurement divided by 4 plus extra 3 inches, 2 inches for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance. So that's how I'm going to determine the wideness of this shirt, and I'm just going to cut it out. The next thing you're going to do is to cut this place open. So you're going to take this. This is the 1.5 inches. You're just going to fold it in like so. Fold it inside. Just use your iron to press it. I want to repeat this. That 1.5 inches, you're going to fold it into the wrong side like so, and you press it with your iron. After you press it with your iron, you can now take it a little bit inside like so. Fold a little bit inside like this. Take it to your sewing machine and just sew it all the way down by folding it a little bit inside like this. Or you can use your hemming glue. Use your hemming glue. Place it on that 1.5 inches on the wrong side. You're doing this on the wrong side. Fold it over and fold this a little bit and put your iron. You do this on both sides. I did for the other one as well. This material is blending so well, so that is why you're not really seeing it, but I already did that here. So after I gummed it, this is the wrong side. let me slightly open it again. See, I left in this place so you can see what I did here, because this material, the front and the back is looking so much alike. So the hemi glue is inside. I just fold a little bit inside and put it on it like this. If you don't have hemi glue, it is fine. Just fold it down 1.5 inches, and see amount that I folded in, just fold it in and just run a straight stitch from up till down. So this is another piece of fabric that I folded into two. That is going to be for the back. So I'm just going to be placing the front piece on the back piece like so. This is the folded part. This folded part is where this button is going to be. So just place it on it like this. Now I place the front pieces on the back. So here I have 4 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now, and let me show you, the back piece is going to be longer than the front piece with 2 inches. You can make yours 2.5 inches, but I'll be adding extra 2 inches to the down part of the back piece. After then, I'll come here and measure the shoulder measurement. The shoulder is 18 inches divided by 2 is 9 inches. So I'm just going to be putting that 9 inches here. And the neckline is 3 inches. On this 9 inches, I'll come down by 1.5 inches for shoulder slope. 1.5. This is the 8 inches for the shoulder, and you come down by 1.5 inches. Then for the neck is going to be 3 inches wide, although we're not cutting it yet. So now I'm just going to cut from that 3 inches to the 1.5 inches we marked for the shoulder slope. After I cut the shoulder slope, you're just going to come here and trim the excess you have here. Trim it off. And you have that 2 inches. You're just going to gently place the front pieces on the back piece to make it equal at the hem. Now you have that 2 inches on top of the shirt. Just fold it over to the top of the front pieces. Just watch what I am doing here. After folding it, just place your iron to press it flat. After you press it with your iron, now you're going to take the normal neck, which is 2.5. You come down by 3 inches. And you're going to make a curve. This is the actual neck you're working with. You're just going to remark your shoulder measurement, which is 9 inches. 18 divided by 2 is 9. So you have your 9 here. On this 9 inches, you're going to determine the armhole. The armhole is 18 inches as well. Divided by 2 is 9 inches. On this 9 inches, you're going to retake your measurement for the bust. 9.5, that is 36, that is 38 divided by 4, that is 9.5. Mark the 9.5. 1 inch for the same allowance, that makes it 10.5. Then extra 2 inches for ease, that is 12.5. But you can decide to use just 1 inch for the ease if you don't want it to be really free. So 1 inches is okay for the ease, but this one I'm adding 2 inches, that's 12.5. So I mark that. I am just connecting the shoulder line to the chest line to create my armhole. After then, I'll cut it and also trim off the excess you have left from the back piece. And you're going to cut the neck as well. But watch me closer. You're not going to cut both the front and back together. For the back, you'll be cutting only this place. Only this place. For the back, and for the front, you cut that 3 inches. Again, let me explain after you cut it. The back, you'll be cutting only that 2 inches you folded over. That is the only thing you'll be cutting for the back piece. But for the front pieces, you'll be cutting that 3 inches you marked. It's going to be the front neck, but the back is just that one you folded over, you'll be cutting. After then, you just open it up. Place the 2 front pieces on the back piece, the right side facing each other. Place it accurately and join it together on the shoulders. I mean the front and the back pieces together on the shoulders. This is the button space. After joining the shoulders together, you're going to just take your measurement around the armhole. Whatever you have there is what you're going to use to cut the armhole on your sleeves. For the sleeves, the length of the sleeves is 20 inches. But this is going to have a band here that is going to have button by the side. So the band is going to be 3 inches. The length of the sleeve, the total is 20 inches. 20 minus 3 inches for the band is 17 inches. So I'll be adding extra 1 inch for the seam allowance that you're going to use to half an inch to join the band and the normal sleeves together, and also to attach it to the bodies up. So that is 18 inches in total. So I have 18 inches cut out here. For the armhole, you remember it's 11 inches. So I'm just going to come down here by 4.5 and determine the armhole, which is 11 inches. Check what I have here. Okay, this is fine. It's actually more than 11. So this is 11 inches. So I'll add extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. You can trim it off later if it becomes excess. So you can trim that off. So I have 12 inches total here. For the wrist is 8 inches. But for the tight wrist or for the normal wrist, you're just going to divide it by 2 and add extra 1 inch for the seam allowance. But this one, I'll be gathering it a bit into that band. So instead of dividing that 8 inches for the wrist, let me show you. This is 8 inches. Instead of dividing into 2, I will just have exact 8 inches here, because I will be gathering it into that band to have a little bit fullness around this place. So I'll add that 8 inches plus 1 inch for the seam allowance. So I'm going to add 1 inch to it. So by the time I gather this, I'm going to gather this into 4 inches. Remember, it's folded, it's unfold. So 4 inches here, 4 inches on the other side. That is going to be total 8 inches into the band. Then you connect it to the armhole and cut it out. For the band, remember is 3 inches by length. So you're just going to cut that 3 inches, unfold. You fold it, then you add extra half an inch to it for the joining allowance. So I have 3.5 here on fold. By the time you open, it's going to be 7 inches. But because it's going to be like this, so it's going to be like this. Since the wrist is 8 inches, plus 1 inch seam allowance is going to be 9 inches. So I have 9 inches here for the band. Now, I joined both the shoulders together already, and this is what I have. You can see how accurate it is. Now you remember that one we folded on top, so this is where it's going to be, the stitch is going to be. It's not going to be here on the center here, no, it's going to be here. It falls to the front, and this is the length. You can see everything is accurate. To cut the collar, you're going to attach these two shoulders together already. So, and you take the measurement all round, the neck measurement, you take it all round. Here I have 17 inches. So the collar I'll be cutting is going to be 17 inches. For the collar, I'm using this hard paper stay. This is paper stay and it's the hard one because this material is a soft one. So I'll be using hard paper stay for the collar to make it stand well. If you're using a thick fabric, so you can go for medium or even the soft one, but because this is soft, the material is soft, so I'm using the hard paper stay. And I cut out exactly 17 inches for this paper stay, but I made the material a bit longer. I just added half an inch on both sides, also here as well, because we'll be joining this together. After you gum your paper stay to your material, you're going to place this on it and stitch it all around like so, leaving this place open. That is where you're going to attach it to your neck, the neck of the shirt. So you're gumming this on your fabric on the wrong side. So after you finish gumming it on the wrong side, you place this one on it and just use it to turn it to the right side. So that's basically how you're going to do that. After then, you're going to attach it to your shirt. Now we have to cut the trouser, and it's going to be a palazzo trouser. Of course, you'll start by cutting out the length of the trouser you're working with. This one is 38 inches plus extra 2 inches in allowance is going to be 40 inches. So that 40 inches will be dropping 2 inches for the band. So you have 38 inches left. Be dropping 2 inches. After I drop the 2 inches, I have exactly 38 inches here. So now we'll start imputing our measurement. Let me tell you another method you can use to cut out this piece, the front piece, because we'll be using this to cut the back, is to measure to get the exact amount of fabric you need. Take your lap measurement, divide it by 2, add 1 or 2 inches to it. Use it to cut this piece out, unfold. With this method, you'll be able to minimize your fabric. You will not have much material wasted. Now, after dropping 2 inches for the band, waist to hip is 9 inches and to the crotch line is 11.5. Okay. On this crotch line, that is where you'll be imputing your lap measurement. The lap measurement that I'm working with is 26 inches. So divided by 2 is 13 inches. We have 13 here plus extra 1 inch seam allowance. So that is why I said you should use the lap measurement divided by 2 to cut this out. In that way, you will not waste much material. So this is where the 14 inches, 13 plus 1, 14 inches stops. On this hip line, I'll be dividing the hip measurement by 4. The hip is 40 inches divided by 4 is 10 inches. So we have the 10 here. I'll be adding extra 2 inches because it's palazzo, it's meant to be free. Extra 2 inches, but let me go as more as 2.5. I'm adding extra 2.5 inches to it to make it really free. So I will be taking this measurement I have on the hip to the waist as well because it's going to be band. So you need excess here. By the time you add your band, it's gonna be perfect. So the same amount I have here, 10 plus 2.5, that's 12.5. So I'll be imputing 12.5 here as well. So I'll be connecting this waist to hip, then to the crotch line. After then, as you can see, I've done that. After then, come to the end of your palazzo and measure how wide you want this place to be. I want this to be 12 inches plus seam allowance anyways. 12 inches. So you're just going to connect this 12 inches like this to this crotch line. I'll just cut it out for you to see. Now we have the front piece. We'll be placing this on the back to cut out the back piece as well. Don't forget that you'll be cutting this place open. Now I place the front piece on the back. So leaving 1 inch up. The back has to be longer than the front by 1 inch. The 1 inch is to prevent your panties from showing at the back when you're seated. So let your trouser be higher, at least 1 or 2 inches at the back. I'm just going to add extra 1.5 inches to the crotch line. Extra 1.5 inches. And I'm going to add that 1.5 inches all through. I'm adding more 1.5 inches to the back piece. It's just to make, you can go ahead and cut exact the same thing here for the front piece and the back piece, adding extra 1.5 or 2 inches to the tie. This is very necessary, but here it's not very necessary. You can just cut the exact the same amount by extending this, only this place by 2 inches or 1.5 inches. But this method is good as well because your butt sits more comfortably, and you're just going to be connecting that 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches from here all the way up. This 1.5 inches made your back to be more wider, and it gives space more for your butt. So because it's palazzo, it's not meant to be tight, it should be very free. So we'll just be cutting this from here to the tie, then from here we'll cut it to the end of the trouser. After cutting it, this is what you have. You're just going to come to the back piece here. That 1 inch you added here, just make it slanted to this place. This side seam has to be equal, so the only thing you're cutting is just 1 inch. Just slant it like this, because you need only this place to be higher. The side seam has to be equal, so just blend it to the side seam and cut it out. So that is all for the back piece. And the front, we're going to do the same thing for the front, but instead of raising it up here, you'll be coming down by 1 inch here. You'll be coming down by 1 inch on the crotch line and blend it to the side seam as well. Cut the back piece into two as well because it was on a fold. You see the two back pieces you just cut? Just pin it together like that. Because you're imputing all your measurements on the wrong side, just pin it together like this. And do the same for the front too, just as the way you cut it. You don't need to open it so you don't mix it up again. This is already on the wrong side. Just take it to your sewing machine and join the two front pieces together here. Do the same thing for the back piece as well. After you join it together, you're going to have something like this. Going to have something like this. You're just going to place the front piece on it, the right side facing the right side. Place your front piece on it like so. And very easy, just take it to your sewing machine and stitch from here all the way down. Do the same thing on the other side. I'll be fixing pockets and I have a video on how to fix pockets on Palazzo. I will drop the link in the description box if you're interested on how to fix pockets. Just watch the video. After you close the two sides, this place too, you do the same thing. Close all the way down here and the other side. Measure whatever you have on the waist here to cut your band. Here is the elastic band casing that I will be using. I just cut up to 60 inches here. After I finish joining all the pieces together, I'm just going to attach this to it and fix this elastic band inside. After I was done fixing the sleeves on the shirt, the band, and also the collar, this is what I have, ladies and gentlemen. I fixed the buttons as well. The only thing that remains is just to fix the buttonhole. Look at how gorgeous our shirt is looking, mashallah. This is really nice and it's worth giving a try. A trial does not kill. So just go ahead and try it out. Now I'm just going to turn it to the other side. Here you can decide if you want to reshape your shirt or not, but I will not be reshaping this shirt because I like the way it is free. The only thing I will do is just to shape it at the hem, at the down part. So I'm just trying to, I've not closed the side seam, I just fixed the sleeves. So I'll just be laying them on top of each other now to reshape the down part. Just watch and see how I'm going to achieve that. These are the two armholes placed on top of each other to get the side seams. After I get the side seam, I want to give it a little bit of curve here. So I'll be coming up with just 2 inches. Just 2 inches is fine. You can make yours 3 inches though, but 2 inches is fine for me. I'm just going to cut it like so, a little bit of curve.
After cutting, I'll just close the side seams and hem the down part. And after attaching all the trouser pieces together, this is how beautiful our palazzo is looking at the end. Look at the band, it's very full. That means you have enough space for your butt. And I fix pockets as well. If you're interested on how to fix pockets on palazzo, the link is going to be in the description box. Do check it out. It is very fast and super easy. Yes. So look at how beautiful this is looking. I love the end result of this palazzo. It's very comfortable. And here is our beautiful shirt as well. I close the side seams and hem the down parts. See how gorgeous this is looking, mashallah. I think you should give this a try. A trial does not harm anyways. If you find this video really helpful, kindly subscribe to my channel, like my videos as well, and don't forget to turn on your post notification. Thank you.